YouTube world? My name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and today, we're going to be doing another Celebration of Cinema review this week for two of some of the best DreamWorks movies of some of the earlier films, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, because today is the anniversary of the first Shrek movie, and I'm going to be talking about Shrek 2 in it because I think the first two Shrek movies are great. I reviewed Shrek Forever After, though I wish I can kind of go back and re-review it, because I feel like that review back last year was kind of rushed, mainly because when I started the Celebration of Cinema review, I didn't really know what to do with it, but now I finally do, and I can go deep into some of these movies. But yeah, let's just start talking about these very fun early DreamWorks animated films. And I think the first thing we'll talk about here that I think really does well with both of these films is part of the idea with it is that it's taking all these classic fairy tale stories, whether it has ogres, it has the big bad wolf, it has the blind mice, it has Pinocchio, it has the donkey that talks, it has Peter Pan, it has Tinkerbell, it has the princesses, it has everything that you want for a fairy tale story. But I think what's so great about the first two Shrek movies is they find a way to actually do spins on these fairy tale stories. With the first Shrek, it really is a fairy tale on its own terms of having this ogre fall in love with a princess, a ogre fighting a dragon, but it even creates something interesting where you start to realize that this princess and this ogre, Shrek, they're actually meant for each other. As Fiona, you get to the scene with Robin Hood. Usually Robin Hood are these great people they give to the good, but they're actually kind of these not so good guys. And Fiona fights them, and she's a pretty badass character. But we'll save some of that stuff for the character side of things. But like, it takes all these different spins, like the iconic fairy tale heroes fable heroes that you knew about: Robin Hood, Prince Charming, the fairy godmother, even somehow the story of the Princess and the Frog ties into what Fiona's parents are. You even get Puss in Boots in here, who is an actual cat in boots. Awesome. But what I also loved is that, like, they make it work into the story. Like, you see the relationship develop with Shrek and Fiona in the first movie, and when they meet their parents in the second film, you start to see, like, Fiona's life was planned out, that she was supposed to marry Prince Charming, and you see that everyone has a choice, and that she likes the ogre side of him. She doesn't want him to be this Prince Charming guy because people have changed. Like, and I think that's the great thing about the second movie. It's all about change. Whether change is good or bad, either way, we like you for who you are. I think that's an amazing message, because you watch the first movie and you have Shrek, and he's like that line that tells the donkey, he's like, everyone that seems to have the problem with me. They take one good look at me and go, run, a big stupid scary ogre. And it actually is kind of real. It kind of connects. You kind of connect to it. And so yeah, I thought the story for these two movies are great. And also just the giant gingerbread man in the second movie, I have to mention it. It's great. It's a great way to get them to do it. I thought it was perfect. So that's my thoughts on the story for these two films. Now let's talk about some of the characters. Obviously, these two movies are, and really the whole franchise is filled with so many fun and unique characters. Obviously, you gotta talk about Shrek, played by Mike Myers, who is just a brilliant actor in this film who portrays this guy so well. He's so raunchy, but at the same time, it's like you feel bad for him, and you start to see him grow as a character from being this guy that just wants to push everyone out of his life, but learns to find friendship, learns to get friends, and also falls in love with a princess that happens to turn into an ogre. And even with Fiona, she's a great character played by Cameron Diaz. And once they start falling in love, you just love the chemistry between them. It's so romantic, but it's so lovable at the same time. You also got to talk about some of the other characters with Eddie Murphy as Donkey. This is probably one of my favorite roles besides Mushu in Mulan. I probably like this role better just because he's more famous for it. But I love Eddie Murphy as Donkey in here. You also got to talk about Puss in Boots, played by Antonio Banderas, which is a very fun addition to the franchise, entering the second movie. I also love all the little side characters with the 3 pigs, the big bad wolf, the 3 mice, Pinocchio, Gingy. All the little side characters are fun. Even our villains in here with like Lord Farquaad. He's a fun guy. You even get I love that they took a spin on the fairy godmother and Prince Charming, that it was supposed to end up the way you expected it to, but they took a spin on that and made them kind of terrible people. And so it kind of makes sense. It's like you understand why the way they are, but you can also tell that the way they made their plan was not all that great. And because of the events that happened in the first Shrek, it affects stuff with Prince Charming and Fairy Godmother. And I think it was well executed. Though, one thing that kind of makes me curious is to like, so they just didn't know what Prince Charming looked like. Like obviously, and I also like the twist that the dad was actually a frog and he got his happily ever after. But I guess, like, why is he going overall on Shrek? Because he's an ogre. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I guess probably because she married him instead of Prince Charming. Seems a little weird, but I can ignore it. But yeah, the characters in this movie, they're great, and I think the way you took a spin on them, they're amazing. And honestly, it's kind of crazy of how good the soundtrack in this movie. And I'm not talking about the music, like the score. I'm talking about the songs in here. Of course, the first movie opens with Smash Mouth, Rockstar. I mean, somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not gonna sing the rest of it because I don't want to get copyright. Just so many great songs. I'm a believer. I don't give a damn about my reputation. I let my very happiness today. I went for day from misery to happiness today. Just so many great songs. Hallelujah. Even the second film. Baby, I'm in love can't time. Every night I'm thinking about it. Funky Town. I need a hero. I mean, just so many great songs. But also, with these songs, they're able to build just great moments throughout the story. They fit into the movie. And honestly, I love it. Like, even the scene when Shrek realizes he has to let Fiona go, the song that plays, which is technically played by Captain Hook, but is a real song, fits perfectly in that scene. So I think the soundtrack in this movie is perfect. And the last thing we'll talk about here is the comedy. I think both of these movies are hilarious. I mean, that first like sort of conversation with Shrek and Donkey is one of the most quotable and hilarious lines, where Donkey is just being so annoying, yet he's trying to find a friend, and it's such a funny scene, but yet so amazing. Even like, just there's so many quotable lines. Honestly, this movie just has such a great screenplay. It has a great script. I love a lot of stuff about these movies. They're great. And yeah, that's my thoughts on that is my thoughts on the first two Shrek movies. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.